Hello everyone, and welcome to a special Christmas edition of the Commissioning Sessions. I'm Dan Brain, I'm the Communications Manager at Northern Film and Media. Very pleased to see so many faces here. We're very lucky today in that we've been joined by Channel 5's Head of Factual Entertainment Features, Steve Gowans.
The major commissioning opportunities at the moment are right across the schedule in terms of peak, 8, 9 and 10 o'clock. You know where those slots are going to be, just look at the schedule. There are certain acquisitions that won't be going anywhere soon, so Tuesday at 9 and 10, highly unlikely we're going to move in CSI. But look across the schedule, 8, 9 and 10 o'clock there are opportunities. 8 o'clock, what do we play when the gadget show isn't there? 9 o'clock, what's the next Extreme Fishing with Robson Green? Is there another celebrity out there with a passion that we can tap into? Is there another travelogue we can do in the way we have with Rory and Paddy or Paul Merton that just promises pure fun? But again, with that big name recognition that gets it across the line for us and punches through in the schedules. Docu-soaps at 8 o'clock are always welcome ideas for. Stobarts has done incredibly well for us, Emergency Bikers has done incredibly well for us, Warship has done incredibly well for us in the past. And certainly we're always looking in those areas. They tend to be slightly male skewing because we are tending to schedule them against big soapy dramas at 8, be they conventional soap or otherwise, but they do tend to be male skewing, but there's always opportunities there. And at 10 o'clock there are always opportunities for something that's a bit younger skewing. Try and get the all-important 1634s there, but that's where we will get them to us, and we have got them to us in the past with quick turnarounds on the likes of Cheryl Cole and Simon Cowell and even Josie and John James from Big Brother. So is there something else we can do? Is there a series we can do at 10 o'clock that'll get that young audience there? Big idea or smaller idea? It could be a docu-soap, it could be a massive reality show, but is there something there? And there are opportunities still in 2011, and obviously pretty shortly we're going to be looking at 2012 as well. In fact, we already are. I'd much prefer to have, and so would you guys, I'd much prefer to have a series every single time, obviously. I'd much prefer to have, and so would you guys, have a series that can come back several times. But sometimes something that is so on the money, and a one-off, yeah, we'll definitely go for at 10. Elsewhere in the schedule, very little opportunity, except perhaps in the factual strands, which I don't look after. But the likes of Extraordinary People and Revealed, the history strand. That tends to be where the one-offs will occur. For me, at 8 and 9, in fact, and features, it's much more about finding the new returnable properties. Because we've got plenty of them, but we've got to find the next one. Nothing lasts forever and ever and ever. And also where we've never cracked it, and that was a very good point, is a show where the format's the star. We've never found our wife swap, our faking it. Is it out there? Where the star is the conceit at the top of it, where you get what the programme is straight away almost from the title. You know what it is, and that sounds like a good watch, and on you go with it. We've never ever cracked that, and it would be brilliant to find something like that. Your on-screen talent is what really punches through to the viewers and really punches through to the audience. For us, it's probably even more important, I would say, than the other terrestrials. We are the youngest, we are the smallest, so traditionally the instinct is to go to the first 4 numbers on the EPG. So to get them there, name recognition, be it a Robson Green, be it a Rory and Paddy, be it a Paul Merton, to get those big, broad entertainment names on the channel is hugely important. It's also hugely important to create your own talent that people recognise as well. Because then they know they're on Channel 5 and they know we've got the big names there, and hopefully they'll come to us for other stuff besides. It's quite significant. We do high volume contracts with regional companies as well, but we have a kind of notional quota, but we're so way beyond it. We're sometimes 25%. Regional, so it's not really an issue for us, and not something we actually, I've got to admit, it's not something we actively engage in as policy. We must do X amount. There isn't an imperative upon us to, we must actively search out X amount from this region, X amount from this region, X amount from this region. We're just basically grateful for any ideas we can get, because the more, it's all about churn. We have to churn as many ideas as we can possibly get from as many places as we can possibly get them from to find the ones that will stick for us. The more you go through, the better stuff you get. I think with us as a terrestrial, we are my feeling is that we are certainly easily the most approachable. Easily the less, I'm trying to use the right word here so I'm not insulting my peers, but yeah. We are much more aware of the fact that the world, does not begin and end in London. Because I think that is key, and I think sometimes occasionally you see commissions that might be a little too London-centric and actually have forgotten that most of the country don't care about London issues. Some of them they do, but oftentimes, with us, I would say with us, anybody is welcome. It's no secret that we have got the smallest budget of the terrestrial broadcasters, but it's a healthy budget. We have to make sure that every penny counts though. So where it's going, right across the schedule. Where we concentrate, prime time. But right across the schedule, there's a new series in daytime with Vanessa Feltz. The right stuff's bigger and better than ever. So we invest everywhere. And the aim being to make more return on the investment and be able to invest yet more into more original programming. We pay what it costs. And I know everybody says that, but I would say check with the production companies that work with us. And whether the budget does fit the programme that they're making. It's tight. It is tight. They will all say that. But they can make the programmes the money. And they can make the money. It is pretty simple in terms of building a relationship. You don't have to be best friends with somebody to know them. It is just making that first connection. So just use whatever you can, whoever you know, the mate of a mate. Name recognition is always key to any relationship, and it's the same for us. You recognise a name, you're certainly going to be likelier to read, respond, think about. You don't recognise a name, it is easier to put it on the back burner for now and deal with the pressing problems. So name recognition is always crucially important, but always give everyone and everyone's ideas due consideration. But any small advantage you can get in terms of being noticed is obviously hugely beneficial. So I would say always make sure that, if you possibly can, make sure that somebody knows who you are, either via a third party or you've met them or through another method. I do think that it is important that we get ourselves out to these kind of events as well, because there is nothing like face recognition. When you know somebody, it's, again, an obvious truth. If you know somebody, you will, of course, open, read, respond. It's much easier to kind of flick through something where you just don't know the name. And we do need to get out and meet people elsewhere, because we can't expect people to come to us all the time.